Live. Hi, I'm Michelle Cashman and I'm going to sing you some songs. Thank you for tuning in, and if you're tuning in late, like you're watching this afterwards, that's okay. Thanks for watching at all. I hope you enjoy the songs. Shout out to Vanessa, who put a tip in my jar when she watched the replay last week, so I didn't get to thank her live. Thank you very much for that. We're going to sing some songs tonight, and I might kick off with one I haven't played in some time. You can find this one on the streaming platforms. You can also find it on my website and on my albums. It is called Praying for Rain. Hi Cameron, thank you for putting a tip in my jar. I saw that come through. Thank you very much. Hi Bert, thank you for putting a tip in my jar also. You guys got in early, and thank you for that, because I really wanted to cancel tonight. I really did. You can see it, perhaps you can see it in my eyes, but I've had a headache since I woke up this morning, which is not fun. I think I'm going to have to go back to the neurologist and re-look at that, because the headaches have become more frequent again, but that's okay. We'll work it through. Hi John, you made it on time. Yeah. And hi Sandra. I nearly made it half an hour early. I went to press play and go live, and then Queen said to me, Michelle, it's at 6:30. I was like, no, I'm ready now. She's like, oh well, you've already told everybody. So I had to wait. So here we go. Let's play this first song. It's a song that I wrote, I think, if you can remember the fires in 2020, towards, I don't know if they started at the end of 2019. They kind of coincided with my separation, my divorce. So it was a dual meaning song. So this one is called Praying for Rain. I'm always on the other side of a dusty window pane, where everything's so dry. It's like it's always been that way. Even just the perfume, if I could smell it in the air, would I sell my soul and chase it, when I know there's nothing there? 'Cause I don't need thunder. I'm not asking for storms, just a million little raindrops, maybe then a million more. When the whole world is on fire, all the sunshine goes to waste. If you wanna come and find me, I'll be praying for rain. Everything's so barren. See the cracks start to appear. It's not about the flowers, even weeds ain't growing here. What I'd give to dance and showers, feel it on my I knew that it was real. 'Cause I don't need thunder. I'm not asking for storm, just a million little raindrops, maybe then a million more. When the whole world is on fire, all the sunshine goes to waste. If you wanna come and find me, I'll be praying, 'cause I don't need thunder. I'm not asking for storm, just a million little raindrops, maybe then a million more. When the whole world is on fire, all the sunshine goes to waste. If you wanna come and find me, I'll be praying for rain. I feel like it's been a very long time since I've done that one, and it must be thoroughly in the muscle memory, because I didn't have to look it up. Cameron, I'm glad I made the live show too, because as much as my head hurts, this still is so good for me too. It's so like to be able to sing my songs. Hi Ronnie, how are you? And hi Stuart, how are you? To be able to sing my songs to people who want to listen to them, like that's it's a privilege, and I do look forward to it. As much as it's like every single time that I go live, I've been feeling unwell lately, but that's kind of well, that's kind of life for me at the moment. I feel like I'm just struggling a little physically, but this too shall pass, as we know. We'll get there. I've got some tests to do, and I'm going to book in and see my friend Ellie, who is a nutritionist, and she helps with chronic illness stuff, so that will help, I'm sure. All right, so I'm going to do a song for you guys. Mel, oh my gosh, haven't seen you for ages. How are you? How's Randall? How is everybody? Oh, I bet, gee whiz, what a rookie. I'm gonna have to turn my phone off. Shush now. It's you, Queen. Stop it. Hang on, there's an issue. Let's see what's going on. Audio is a bit different. This is not good. Let me just check that the audio is coming through on my phone. How's the audio for everyone playing at home? Is it coming through okay? Check that the audio is coming through on my phone. For everyone playing at home. Is it coming through okay? That seems okay. Right. I don't know. Not sure what's happening there. No, I did put it on silent, so at least that wasn't in the middle of a song, huh? Okay, now let's play this next song. This next song is a song that I wrote about being me. Fancy me writing a song about being me. This one is a song that I wrote about being sensitive. I am like next level sensitive, and recently being diagnosed neurodivergent. It makes a lot of sense, and I do extraordinarily strange things like hold my hands like this when my hands feel too dry for me to handle the feeling of air on my skin. And you can hide that from people. You put your hands in your pockets, like nobody notices these things until they know you well enough that you sleep like that. And yes, I'm being picked on at the moment. My partner Matt is calling me club hands. But yes, I've done this since I was a kid. And that's just being sensitive to having my hands feeling dry or, air on my skin. So being a little sensitive is, I guess, playing it down a little too. But this is called sensitive. I'm a little sensitive. I've always been this way. I've got so much to give, but only so much I can take. Bright lights, loud noise can bring me to my knees. I have no choice, no way to find relief. I struggle nearly every single day, wishing I was any other way. Since I was a little kid, I've been a little sensitive. I'm a little sensitive. I've always been so raw, I'm argumentative. I'm better than I was, but that smell, that voice shoots lightning through my core. One shot, I'm down, can't think straight anymore. And it doesn't seem to matter what I do, or how much I wanna change all this for you. Since I was a little kid, I've been a little sensitive. I'm a little sensitive. I won't apologize for that. It's not always a negative, though it feels like broken glass inside my mind. There's things that you can't see, and it's my heart, my life, and the gifts that God gave me. It's hard to just accept the way I am, but I'm learning how to be okay with that. Since I was a little kid, I've been a little sensitive. I'm a little sensitive. It comes with different joys, a certain kind of ecstasy. If I can shut out all the noise, I can't sleep but I think deep, and I love with all my heart. And when life hurts, I write words to let the healing start. The cracks are where all the light comes through, and I sing the stories, spilling out the truth. Ever since I was a little kid, and since I went through the things I did, I'm a little sensitive. I'm a little sensitive. There we go. Let's have some tea. Decaf tea. Cheers. Okay. let's see, what do you got here? Not you. This one here. Yes. The recording is still going. This is good. All right. Yes. Hi, Mick. How are you? Nice to see you popping up. Yeah, I know, right? The Stuart, the behind the scenes preparation. Like, look, I don't even look remotely orange, and yet that makeup is like, if you see it in real life, I literally look like an Oompa Loompa. Yeah. Yes, I saw your photo come up in the feed tonight too, but just as I was about to go live, I saw your photo for Anzac Day. You looked very. What's the word? Debonair will do. Yeah, I like that, Stuart. Okay. All right, I'm just having a look here. Okay. I'm wondering why things are coming up 3 times, but it's because they're going to Facebook and they're going to YouTube. That makes sense. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. And thanks for putting a tip in the jar, Sandra. All right. Yeah, I haven't seen you for ages, Mick. Are you still getting around and kicking? All right, let's sing a song. Next song. Those of you who know my songs, feel free to... I keep going to 2023. I need to go to 2021. Let's go to 2021. I wrote some good songs that year. Let's go with, for now, something that my mother said. Now, I wrote this one, and it's not something that my mother actually said, which kind of makes sense at the end of the song. The last lyric kind of makes it make sense. So here we go. It actually reminds me, I don't know if I said this last week, if I've done this last week or not, but this reminds me of my old agent, Narelle. Narelle was a really powerful force in my life, and she would talk to me at, stupid o'clock on the way home from gigs, and she would give me life advice, and she would listen to all of my rants, and she became like a mum to me. And I was very sad when she passed. There's a big Narelle-shaped hole in my life. So anyway, this song always reminds me of her as well. So let's sing it, shall we? I meant to say shall we, and I went to say how we. Let's sing it. Sing the song. Shh. Okay. Something that my mother said when I was young and wild stuck with me through all my wicked ways. She spoke about forgiveness and she offered me advice to get me through the darkest of my days. She said, no matter what you do, do it with kindness. Don't you ever try to break somebody down. Leave the hurt and the hatred well behind you, 'cause someday when no one is around, you'll have to live with yourself. And the things that you have done, you'll have to live with yourself. And who you have become, you'll look in that mirror, and if you haven't given the things you want given to you, you'll have to live with yourself. Something that my mother said when I had ears to hear, stayed with me long through the winter's cold. When it come to cruelty, she had more than her fair share. It ain't mentioned in the stories that she told. She said resentment is a venom that will kill you. Mercy is the medicine you need. No one hurts another like the hurting, and revenge is not the way, because you see, you'll have to live with yourself. And the things that you have done, you'll have to live with yourself. And who you have become, you'll look in that mirror, and if you haven't given the things you want given to you, you'll have to live with yourself. And I've met people in life whose words mean to cut like a knife, but I've heeded my mother's advice, and my sons and daughters will see over time. You get to live with yourself. And the things that you have done, you get to live with yourself. And who you have become, when you look in that mirror, knowing you're always given the things you want given to you, you get to live with yourself. Something that my mother said when I had eyes to see, I heard when I heard nothing said at all. It's very interesting because today I was driving with my partner and we saw someone drive past us, and this person we know a couple of years back took to my letterbox with a bat. And, you know, there's a story behind that. They had thought something had happened that had nothing to do with us, and they thought that they were getting their revenge, I guess. And yeah, it ended up, you know, coming out that it had nothing to do with us or whatever. And you know, the apology wasn't great, and they certainly didn't pay for the letterbox. But you know, there is that tendency to go, that's that person, that's that horrible person, and you know, you might want to call them a couple of choice names as you drive past them. And I decided today that for me, I will not hold on to any resentment whatsoever. When I see that person, I don't care that that's what they did. I'm not, and I'd realized that I'd kind of been doing this incrementally over time, because I didn't have any feeling at all today when they drove past. Not one little iota of And I was like, I like that. I like that. I don't need to carry negative feelings about people. And that's, you know, I guess the premise behind this song as well. You know, you don't need to talk badly about other people. You don't need to, you know, like, revenge is not the way. Clearly, you know, you can get it wrong. And, you know, when you're not out there doing bad things to other people or sending out bad vibes, you get to live with yourself. You get to not have those bad feelings on the inside. You're not carrying that resentment. I realized as well while I was singing the song that the last couple of nights, I don't know, maybe not consecutive, but over the last couple of weeks, I've had a few dreams that have kind of thrown me back into my past. And this idea of doing things differently, like trying to go back and undo things, or just do things differently. And you know, as I was listening to the song while I was singing it, then I realized that things happen for a reason. And in that same way that I don't need to carry those little resentments towards other people that might have done me wrong, I also don't need to carry those little resentments towards myself for things that I could have done differently. You know, hindsight is 20/20, because we come into that with what we know now that we didn't know then. And, you know, we're doing the best job that we can most of the time, I believe. I think we're all doing the best with what we know, with the skills that we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But my segue here, let's talk about regret. This is the song about that. It's called You Don't Know the Half of It. Oh, and hello. Hi, David. Hi, Freya and Shara and Wyatt. And how I hope everyone is going well. And Delilah. I hope you're feeling better soon. All right, here we go. You don't know the half of it. Tried to tell you half the things that I had left to say. Tried pushing through the conversation, knowing I can't change. I told a lie. Okay, sorry. I need to move this. It's in my road. Okay, let's go again. And I need to take this bracelet off because it's also getting in my way. All right, sorry about that. Start again. You don't know the half of it. Tried to tell you half the things that I had left to say. Tried pushing through the conversation, knowing I can't change. I told a lie. Said I was happy with goodbye. Tried to tell you everything I felt, but I could not. The words got caught up in my throat, my stomach was in knots, and so I lied when I said I'd be alright. I've had rage, the kind that burns bridges black beyond repair. I've had sadness settle in my heart and make a new home there. I've had hopelessness and desperation filling up my chest, 'cause I lost everything that mattered to me on the day you left. And you might think I have regrets. Well, you don't know the half of it. When you called me up and told me all about the plans you made, I said that I was happy for you. I said I was amazed. Told a lie, 'cause the distance was too wide. And when you told me of your travels and the friends that you had found, something deep within me said it's 'cause I'm not around. And so I lied and said I didn't want to try. I've had rage, the kind that burns bridges black beyond repair. I've had sadness settle in my heart and make a new home there. I've had hopelessness and desperation filling up my chest, 'cause I lost everything that mattered to me on the day you left. And you might think I have regrets. Well, you don't know the half of it. Oh, I want you to be happy. I want you to be free. I want want so much more for you than what you'd ever have with me. So if you ask me what I'm thinking and you think you know me well, remember I'm a liar and this isn't show and tell. I've enraged the kind that burns bridges black beyond repair. I've had sadness settle in my heart and make a new home there. I've had hopelessness and desperation filling up my chest, 'cause I lost everything that mattered to me on the day you left. And you might think I have regrets. Well, you don't know the half of it. Well, you don't know the half of it. Well, you don't know the half of it. Probably not the best song to do with a headache. I was trying not to laugh today because my head was so sore. And then I do that song as if that one doesn't bring my blood pressure up. You can see my whole neck go bright red. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay, let's do something not quite so full on. Yeah. Let's do These Days. All right. I'm just trying to put my leg in a better position. Okay. So this song is a song called These Days, which I think comes perfectly after that song, because these days I do not carry that level of resentment toward myself. I don't have so many regrets, but I think I've got a couple to let go of after the dreams I've had lately. I think I need to just make peace with the fact that things happen for a reason. We'll go with that. I'm where I'm meant to be. My evolution is on track, okay? Let's go with that. This is called These Days. These days, the house is so much warmer. The sun shines through the dusty window panes. These days, the weeds are growing taller, and I don't lose so much sleep about this place. The bills are on the table and there's dishes in the sink. It feels more like a home this way. I remember so much pressure to be perfect, and most of it I placed upon myself. The older that I get, the more that I get over things that never mattered much to anybody else. Once I was filled with fire and rage, used to wish my life away, but I don't do much of that these days. These days, I move a little slower, give myself some time to settle down. These days, I'm aware I'm getting older, and the love that's in my life so precious now. I squeeze a little tighter when my loved ones come around, make sure to show my gratitude somehow. I remember so much pressure to be perfect, most of it I placed upon myself. myself. The older that I get, the more that I get over things that never mattered much to anybody else. Once I was filled with fire and rage, used to wish my life away, but I don't do much of that these days. These days you can find me near the ocean. These days I can stop and hear the birds. These days I'm often filled with pure emotion, even if I still can't find the words. These days my heart is growing softer, and I care less about the lines upon my face. Fear used to rule my life. I used to worry all the time, but I don't do much of that these days. There you go. I like playing that one because it reminds me, because I can still get so caught up in all of those things. It's like something will happen and I slip back into an old mode, and I need reminding to let go of those little things. They say don't sweat the small stuff, and it's all small stuff. Damien, long time no see. How are you? I hope you're well. Are you still doing some singing yourself? The tea of choice tonight, Stuart, is decaf Tetley's extra strong. Well, I don't know if it's extra strong in the actual packet, but I put 2 tea bags in my cup to make it extra strong. All right, now, my computer's frozen. Okay, we can't have that. We can't have that. I'm gonna do another song. Oh, why do I keep going into 2023? Let's go 2024. I wonder if I could do the ocean. So I wrote this one with Kelly Brouhaha. Shines like glass, she is a mirrored sky. She's full of life in the summertime. When the change sets in, she's cold as ice. Wave by wave, she keeps rolling in. She's nothing else, just sink or swim. Wild white horses in the southerly wind. Every scar on her body, every line on her face, every river runs right to her amazing grace. You can't rein that in, you'll never hold that down. She's an ocean so deep, she'd make a shallow man drown. There's a There's a whole chord that I can't find. She's an ocean so deep, she'll make a shallow man drown. There's a whole world underneath that you won't see. She's everything to me. Okay, I was so close. I was so bloody close. I wasn't sure that I'd remember this song at all, and there's no chords above where it's, you know, there's, of course, it's just classic Michelle, really. Write a song, forget about it. So I'm going to start again because I think that's the only... She thinks like... Yeah, okay. That's the bridge too, so we're good. All right. I think I know what I'm doing, all right? I'll start again. I'm sorry. Let's go again. Oh, but before I do, this is a song that I wrote for someone who wasn't loving themselves, and that person was me. And whenever I go to the ocean is so changeable. Like, you've got these days where it's glassy and small waves, and you could go out and you could step out into it and just, you know, there's nothing, like no waves, you're not getting thrown around, you can just float on your back and it's amazing. And then there's other days when if you step into that water, you are going to get pummeled. And I'm like, wow, yeah, I'm like the ocean. You know, sometimes I'm one way and then another time, yeah, you don't want to come near this. And yeah, it's one of those things too that it varies so much with my energy levels and how many tabs my brain has had open, because I like to think that I can people well, or that I have people skills, yeah? And when I see people and I talk to them, and I like to make people feel good, but if I've got too many tabs open, or I've got, no energy, like not enough battery power, if I haven't had enough time to recharge, my people skills just plummets to the point that I look like I'm looking at the floor and grunting. And sometimes that's exactly what I do. If I'm super tired, I try not even to go out in public because I just don't have that. And it happened the other week where someone sent me an email, and they weren't very happy with me because they'd seen me in public and I'd basically ignored them. And, I had to write back and just say, I'm so sorry. I've literally got issues. And it's nothing personal to anybody else. It's just that if there's too many tabs open, or I'm like concentrating on something and there's not enough juice to power all of the programs in my mind, including the peopling program, then the peopling program will go offline. And I'm like, yeah. So it is never, if I ever see you out in public and I'm, not very talkative, know that it's got nothing to do with you. And it's literally just that is the day that there is no batteries. And so, yeah, I wrote this song about all of these different versions of myself. It's called The Ocean. Shines like glass, she's a mirrored sky. She's full of life in the summertime. When the change sets in, she's cold as ice. Wave by wave, she keeps rolling in. She's nothing else, just sink or swim. Wild white horses and the southerly wind. Every scar on her body, every line on her face, every river runs right to her amazing grace. You can't rein that in, you'll never hold that down. She's an ocean so deep, make a shallow man drown. There's a whole world underneath that you won't see, but she's everything to me. She bears the salt of a sailor's tears. She'll ease your pain and your darkest fears, harbor your heart for 1,000,000 years. Your greatest love, if you can learn to swim, she'll break your heart if the rust gets in. Get close enough, you can breathe her in. Every scar on her body, every line on her face, every river runs right to her amazing grace. You can't rein that in, you'll never hold that down. She's an ocean so deep, she'll make a shallow man drown. There's a whole world underneath that you won't see, but she's everything to me. She's everything to me. She'd sink 1,000 ships at her worst. Only a fool would turn their back on her. Every scar on her body, every line on her face, every river runs right to her amazing grace. You can't rein that in, you'll never hold that down. She's an ocean so deep, she'd make a shallow man drown. There's a whole world underneath that you won't see. She's everything to me. Well, there was a couple of bits in there that don't quite go like that, but there's just I like that song. And I do remember listening to a lady that I know, talking about how she'd had surgery and how she'd also, gotten older, and the person that she saw in the mirror wasn't someone that, would turn heads anymore. I guess, those lines, the scars, she started feeling like she just wasn't lovable anymore. And that's kind of where those lines came from, because I just thought, like when I was looking at this woman, she was spectacular, and you could see in her what she radiated as a human being. Like, this is someone with the kindest, purest heart that you can just tell that they are someone so full of love and life and light. And, to me, I'm just like, there is nothing that would make that unattractive. It doesn't matter about the scars. It doesn't matter about the aging. You are still absolutely gorgeous. And so that was the other side of creating that song. Oh, thanks for sharing, Rob. And thank you for saying my song's beautiful. Thank you. I'm glad. That's good to hear. I'm glad you're going well. Where am I? Sorry, there's quite a few comments here, so I'm kind of trying to catch up here. And thank you. Thanks, Stuart. I'm glad. Yes, I know, Mel. Shh. Don't tell them that you buggered it. Don't. They'd never know. Oh, I know. I'm like, oh, that was terrible. Right there. Try not to show it on your face. All right. Let's have a look. Gosh, I need to start like going through some of these songs like consecutively, hey? Because there's so many in here that I've forgotten about. I need to maybe I should do some live streams where we go through the years. You know, just like start going through them all. What do you reckon about that? And then, you know, throughout the week, because I know what's coming up, I can have a look at these songs. So this next one that I'm going to do for you is called The Simple Things That Save Us. And I wrote this about all of those little micro moments, those small acts of kindness, or those things that kind of keep us going when we're struggling. And, you know, never forget a kind word to someone could be just the thing that they need. So it's really easy, and I watch this happen all the time, when you can see someone that's just losing it and you're like, oh, that's dramatic, or, you know, you can tell that they're maybe losing their temper with their kids or whatever it is. That person, you have no idea what that person's actually going through and what their home life is like, and, you know, why the cracks are starting to show. And sometimes it's just that little bit of kindness from a stranger that can actually keep them together for that little bit longer. So be kind, right? Let's all be kind. And to ourselves, for goodness sake, let's be kind to ourselves. This is the simple things that save us. Here's a turn we take at the fork in the gravel road. Those last 5 miles when you know you've been missing home. The arms of a love and you don't wanna be alone. It's the wisdom and hope in the stories we were told. The warm cup of tea on the nightstand growing cold. That one deep breath when you need it and it shows. It might seem easy, but it's hard to understand how something so small that ain't that hard to comprehend could be our savior. Like the wind that changes. These are the simple things that save us. If the words of a stranger your heart needed to hear, the teacher that wouldn't let your talent disappear, the quiet strength that you find when you face your fear. It's the call of the birds that remind you of the coast, the smell of the rain you're watching through the window, the friend that calls just when you need it most. It might seem easy, but it's hard to understand how something so small that ain't that hard to comprehend could be our savior. Like the wind that changes. These are the simple things that save us. When you need that break in the weather, sometimes it takes just a glimmer of that sweet silver lining, the red in the letters, when you're right at the end of your tether. It's the smallest thing that keeps you together. And it might seem easy, but it's hard to understand how something so small that ain't that hard to comprehend can be our savior, like the wind that changes. These are the simple things that save us. There we go. I got a really itchy face. Yeah, maybe the Vault series, because this is what Queen is doing in the background with a lot of these videos. Not only do we like post them on socials, like little snippets throughout the week, but she's putting them all into the Song Vault on my website so that patrons can have access to them and search via topic and stuff like that. So, yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thanks, Sandra. All right. Now, Mel, I'm not going to do the boat song. I'm really sorry. I did it last week, and I've only got one more song left to do, and I'm going to do something that's going to be super chill on my brain. And because this headache is actually really starting to take over. So I'm going to do The Perfect Day instead, and I promise you that I will owe you a boat song. So look at me. I'm creating like tunnels. The light's starting to get to me. All right, The Perfect Day. Let's do that. Come on, we can get through one more song, guys. Before I go anywhere else, before I start this song, I just want to reiterate my thank you guys, for putting tips in my jar. Thank you very much, Sandra and Bert and Cameron. I very much appreciate it. And yep. And I'm gonna sing this song now. Okay. All right. The Perfect Day. Thank you for joining me as well tonight. Yeah, sorry. I did mention that once the tabs start getting, I'm getting the spinning wheel of death. All right, here we go. What is that? There we go, that's better. All right. Sun is shining, birds are singing, there's a soft summer breeze. In the silence, I'm reminded I'm allowed to breathe. I can fill my cup, let it be enough. I'm just going to turn the brightness down for a second. Sorry guys, I can't handle the light any longer. Let's do that, shall we? And I'll turn this brightness down as well. So yeah, it's going to change the visuals. Whoops, but it's going to help. Okay, so welcome to the dark side. Sun is shining, birds are singing, there's a soft summer breeze. In the silence, I'm reminded I'm allowed to breathe. I can fill my cup. Let it be enough. I remember to surrender to the light in me. I'll just lay here, floating, stay here on the open sea. Sunlight holding me, washing over me. Every heartbeat now keeps me here somehow. I can move and change like the breaking waves. Every rise and fall, like a siren's call. There's some room for grace on a perfect day. On a perfect day. In the moment when I hold it, I am filled with love. In the nature, in the water, in the clouds above, where I'm meant to be. I am wild and free. Every heartbeat now keeps me here somehow. I can move and change like the breaking waves. Every rise and fall is a siren's call. There's some room for grace on a perfect day. On a perfect day. Every heartbeat now keeps me here somehow. I can move and change like the breaking waves. Every rise and fall is a siren's call. There's some room for grace on a perfect day. On a perfect day. On a perfect day. There you go. That brings us to the end of my live stream. I would like to remind you that I'll be back next Monday, and that I'm really grateful to sing songs with you guys, for you guys, and I'm gonna leave now. Hi, Antoinette. But I'm gonna go broken. My head hurts. Goodbye. Thank you so much for the tips in my jar and for my beautiful patrons. I love you guys.
can't see straight when all you're seeing is rain. I know you're missing the sunshine, all you're feeling is pain. It might not be tomorrow, it sure ain't today, but there's blue skies, you'll just have to wait for the clouds to roll away. Sometimes it feels like everything is ending, like all your hopes and dreams have been torn down, and all the plans you made don't seem to matter, and the ruin and the wreckage all around. But hope is hanging out on the horizon. If you can find the strength to turn and lift your gaze, knowing that no storm can last forever, even though right now it doesn't feel that way. I know you can't see straight when all you're seeing is rain. I know you're missing the sunshine, all you're feeling is pain. It might not be tomorrow, it sure ain't today, but there's blue skies, you just have to wait for the clouds to roll away. And even when you're in your darkest hour, when you don't